Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of you guys know on this channel that I am more of a cherries guy compared to a peach guy. And if you guys don't know what that means, that probably means you are too young to be watching this channel. But if you do know what it means, well, prepare yourself for an insane story about my teacher that had the best pair of cherries I think I've ever seen. But obviously, before we get into the story, make sure you guys press that like button and subscribe. It seriously means a lot when you guys do. And let's just jump straight into this insane story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to a really funny but yet kind of embarrassing story, but at the same time, a story that basically changed my life. I remember this story all starts off back in my grade 6 year. This was the first day of grade 6, and I remember I ended up walking into my school and trying to find my way around the classrooms. Obviously, middle school is a way different space compared to elementary school, because, you know, usually in elementary school, you're guided to where you're supposed to go, but in middle school, you weren't guided anywhere. You had to figure everything out yourself. It was like entering a premature high school, except everyone was more smelly, everyone was more dumb, because everyone was more unmature. That's basically sums up middle school for you guys, if you guys want me to be honest with you, for all those middle schoolers out there that are going into middle school. But if not, then it is what it is. Anyways, going on with the story though, I remember I was trying to find this one specific classroom that was for my social studies. And I remember I hated social studies, but I still needed to find my classroom because I didn't want to be late or, you know, basically get lost. And I remember as I was walking around the school trying to figure out where this classroom was, I ended up finding a grade 8 student, and I walked up to him saying, I was just curious, I don't know where this classroom is, can you like help me out? Oh yeah, little man, here, basically you want to go down the hall, and oh my goodness, you have that teacher? Wait, what? What's wrong with that teacher? Dude, that teacher is the hottest teacher at the school. You should be lucky, little man. And then afterwards, he ended up dabbing me up in the most awkward way possible. Like, I'm not even joking. I didn't know how to dab up people at the time because it wasn't really a thing, I guess, back then, but it started becoming a thing. So I kind of dabbed them up in the, I don't know, man. I almost gave him a high five. Like, it was that awkward. But going on from there, I remember afterwards, I ended up basically going towards the classroom, and I was kind of excited because he ended up saying that it was the hottest teacher at the school. And to be fair, that's a benefit for any student going into high school or middle school, to be honest. So as I walked right into the classroom and I saw the teacher, and what I saw was not a super attractive woman, it was a pregnant woman. Now you guys are probably wondering, wait a minute, the story doesn't make sense. I thought we're talking about a teacher with big cherries, not a pregnant woman. Well, let me assure you, this story will get to that point, but obviously there has to be some backstory so it makes more sense later on. Anyways, I remember when I walked in the classroom, I just sat down kind of weirded out because I didn't know why this pregnant woman was considered the most attractive woman in the school. Like, for God's sakes, she's pregnant. Not saying that pregnant women aren't attractive, but I'm not gonna lie, the stretch marks I'm not a fan of. But sorry, going on with the story, I remember when I sat down, she introduced herself, but then she ended up telling us that she was leaving. She said that she was leaving because she was about to give birth any day now, and that she was not able to teach this year. All the students were pretty sad and went, "Aw." As for me, I didn't, because I didn't know the woman. Like, this was my first time meeting her. Why do you think I'm gonna be sad about you? I don't know you. Like, I don't know why everyone was making a big deal out of it, but apparently it was. So anyways, after that, she ended up walking out, and the principal walked in with a new teacher that was some old smelly dude that couldn't say my name for the life of him. Like, I'm not joking. Instead of saying Bubba, he would be like, "Baby, baby, is he in the class? Baby." Like, it's Bubba, not baby. I don't know how that's so complicated. You know what? Going on with the story, I remember that school year sucked, and social studies was my least favorite class. But then next year came around, and 1 year later, well, this is where things get exciting. Because I remember my grade 7 year, obviously at this time, I was more comfortable with the school. I was, you know, more like relaxed, and I was more me, I guess. Or in reality, I was just hitting puberty and realizing what my eggplant was doing at the time. But still, at this time, I was more, well, hitting puberty. And I remember when I got my sheet for the new grade 7 year of what classes I had, I saw the same name last year that I got from the same social studies teacher that ended up leaving. I remember I was really upset, and I'm like, great, I have this old smelly fart again, because I knew the teacher wasn't going to come back. But when I went to the classroom and I sat down, instantly, a hottie with a body ended up coming in, and she's like, "Hey guys, I'm back, and I'm here for the new year." I remember I looked at her, and my eyes were wide open. Remember, last year, she was just some pregnant woman. But this year, she gave birth, and that stomach fat that she got ended up going to her cherries. Like, I am not joking. More women should get pregnant if that is the magic that happens out of it. Not the baby. I meant, like, their cherries getting bigger. But going on with the story, I remember I was so excited, and I kept staring at her, and the whole time, I am not joking, I couldn't stop staring at them. They were huge. They were right at my face. Like, it was just there. And, like, I am not joking when I say this. Every other boy in that classroom knew exactly what we were looking at. Like, we would all look at each other, and then we look straight at her. Sometimes we would take shifts like they did in Grown Ups and, you know, basically shift away. And then when we switch back, it's our shift. And then we shift away again. And it was just a back and forth thing. Obviously, throughout the school year, we kept looking at her. And obviously, one of my friends wanted to take it to the limits. I remember one time we were all sitting in the classroom and me and the guys, like, we would all sit in the front as all the girls would sit in the back being like, these guys are weird. Even though we weren't weird, we were looking at a nice pair of cherries. You can't argue. You can't say anything. You're not a guy. And basically, we were like staring at her. And one of my friends decided to basically drop a pencil in the middle of her teaching. And he dropped it right in front of his desk. Like, I'm not joking, like right in front of his desk. And obviously me, I was looking at him like, wait, bro, what are you doing? This teacher ended up walking up to the pencil, bending over. And I am not joking. My friend got a full view of those cherries. At that point, me and the guys knew what we had to do. We knew what the mission was. And at that point, I remember almost every day that week, that teacher was picking up our pencils. Now you guys are probably wondering, wow, what a bunch of dumb, immature kids doing the most very gross and creepy thing. We were in middle school. What do you expect? Like, I'm sorry, do you expect more from us? Do you expect us to just get a PhD and just, just know how to do surgery on those puppies? Actually, I wish I knew how to do surgery. Oh my goodness, why wasn't I a plastic surgeon? Sorry. Going on with the story, I remember from there, basically, one time, my buddy told me it was my turn to drop the pencil. And obviously, I got my lucky pencil that day, and I ended up going into that classroom. I sat down, and right as the teacher was about to start teaching, I dropped my pencil right in front of my desk. She ended up making a comment saying, oh my goodness, like, all of you guys keep dropping your pencils. And my friend decided to take things further, where right as the teacher was bending over, and my face was getting the full view of those cherries right in front of me, he ended up grabbing the back of my head and pushing me into her cherries. Yeah, like, I am not joking. Like, imagine me sitting on a desk and him just, like, he just straight up, like, it was bad, bro. Like, I don't like head pushers, but that's insane. Not those kind of head pushers. Don't get any ideas. But going on with the story, I remember I was super like, oh, like, I'm so sorry. And instantly at that moment, she freaked out. She was super upset. She was freaked out. And I remember she ended up basically sending me and the other kid to the principal's office. I don't know why I was involved. I'm the one that got head pushed. But no, apparently we were both in trouble because I guess she found out that we were dropping the pencils on purpose, but she didn't know for what reason. And I remember when me and him went to the office, we just kept arguing back and forth saying, bro, like, why'd you do that? Dude, I wanted you to get the full experience. I got the experience. I didn't need my face in it. And yeah, it was just not fun. When we got to the principal's office, I remember he was talking to us about, basically treating women like human beings and not objects and how, we should be more mature and stuff, which is really dumb to tell to a kid because let's be real here, like, we're kids. We really don't know what we were doing. Like, I know, thinking about it now, like, obviously it's really dumb, but at the same time, it was super embarrassing that happened. And one thing led to another. My buddy ended up getting suspended for a couple days, and I had to write a handwritten apology to the teacher for shoving my face into her cherries. The more I think about it, the more dumb it is, but hey, at the end of the day, my opinion, if a girl has a nice pair of cherries, make sure you ask before putting your face in them instead of your friend pushing your face into them. Anyways, guys, that is basically it for today's embarrassing story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I always say, just follow for more embarrassing stories just like this one. Peace out, guys.